Hey guys, welcome to ENZYMENTAL. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button below and click the bell so you don't miss any notifications. I'm very pleased to be joined today by Niki Price, the co-founder of Inner-Eco, a brilliant company that makes liquid probiotic from fermented coconut water that contains billions of live active cultures and is exceptional at restoring and maintaining a healthy ecosystem in our gut, which of course, as we know, is where most of our immune system resides. And Niki, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's so good to see you. We've been friends for a long time.
Yes, we have.
Probably a decade.
Yeah, we have, and I've been wanting to get you on the show for a long time, so it's an honor to have you here.
I'll be here. Thank you.
So tell us about the benefit of having liquid probiotics and especially fermented coconut water. What is the exact benefit of taking that regularly?
So we all know that we should do food first, supplement second.
Yes.
So when you do things in a food form, it's instantly absorbed, digested into your system like that.
That's right.
And also when we do things in a liquid and food form, the activity actually starts in the mouth. So with Inner-Eco, you literally, when you drink it, and we always recommend you use your shot glasses. So it's so fun to actually take a shot of probiotics. So when you open a bottle, and the bottles are very fizzy, it's all live, effervescent. You don't want to shake it, we just rock it.
Yes, we know what happens if you
crack and close it several times before you unscrew the lid.
That's right.
Pour your shot, and as you consume it, some people do the little swish and swallow because it's working on that bacteria.
That's right,
mouth.
and this guy right here is one of those, some people who do that, and I swish for about a minute to 2 minutes right there because I like to really deep clean my teeth and gums. And that was something that Niki told me about one of the first times I ever met her. She said, hey, before you swallow, swish it around. You know, treat it like something that's good for the teeth and gums, because it is. And so I tried it out, and I was amazed when it's done for me. It's, of course, you know, I just did an episode a few months ago. You can see it on the channel about the link between gum inflammation and Alzheimer's. And so, you know, the need to keep your gum tissue clean and your overall oral bacteria clean is really critical. So this is something that you can do every day, and you can do it a couple times a day if you need. You know, I mean, I've been known to drink most of a bottle of this in one day.
I know. You feel something coming on?
Yeah.
Take back almost the whole bottle.
Yeah,
if you feel like you can absorb it, you know, if you're healthy, like where you can. If you're really sensitive, you should start slow and then move up. But oh yeah, it's very effective.
Yeah. So okay. So you know, coconut water is very popular today as like a pre-workout or even a post-workout because it has naturally occurring electrolytes. It is it does have some naturally occurring sugars to it, but it's a much healthier option than doing various other things that
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And that goes back to raw coconut water. Remember that was used intravenously in World War II as a saline replacement. It has the same composition as human blood plasma.
That's right. Yes.
So I think, well, I know because we test it. Something happens when that raw coconut, we still crack the coconuts fresh here in Colorado, bring the coconuts in from Thailand.
Excellent.
So this is a completely fresh product. Crack the coconuts within 1 hour, inoculate it with those live cultures, and it's a traditional kefir culture. But we take those cultures off of dairy and culture on raw coconut water. So those cultures actually, they use that traditional kefir culture as a food source.
Food source, right.
So the sugar and the fiber in the raw coconut water is the food or the prebiotic that feeds the probiotic.
Absolutely.
And then because this is a food, it's not a supplement, we actually have a nutrition facts panel, so it's EBT, food stamp approved.
That's right.
It's also a postbiotic. You heard the term postbiotic?
No, not too often.
It's
tell us what that's about.
Some new language and vocabulary in the probiotic world. So Inner-Eco is a living inner ecosystem. So in this bottle, you have bacteria that's living, growing, and dying. And research says that we want all three things for absorption.
Sure.
It's just like the ecosystem in a forest. You have bacteria in a forest. The ecosystem is, there's bacteria living, growing, and dying. It's the same thing that you want in your intestinal system.
Excellent.
So when you're ingesting a probiotic that's pre, pro, and post, it's one-stop shopping, right?
Right, exactly.
You don't need to buy a product that has enzymes. This has enzymes in it.
This is kind of what ties into what I've said for many years, that your gut is the real brain in the body. Because for one thing, this brain doesn't get fed unless this brain here approves. Well, I'll put it this way: this brain lives only on the nutrients that are approved and dispersed by the one,
That's right.
below your stomach here. So this really is the boss right down here. So
That's right.
that's really what they mean by having a gut feeling about something. There is something to be said for that.
Exactly. Did you know the word kefir is a Turkish word that translates to feel good?
Yes.
And there is the research between the brain and the gut. So
That's right.
a good ecosystem in the gut and that microbiome actually it helps make you feel better. And I always say when I
Absolutely.
drank this on a regular basis, I just felt better. I was
Absolutely.
more regular, I had more energy. My mood was better, and now the research has connected those two together.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. I
That's
wasn't going
amazing.
crazy. It really wasn't psychological. It's really is happening. The
Yeah,
connection.
and going back to the fact that it has a nutrition facts panel on it as opposed to a supplement facts, one thing that people who have known me for a long time, they know that I often say is, there is no dosage recommendation on food.
That's true.
I mean, there's a dosage suggestion on here, but if it says nutrition facts, it's a food, so don't be afraid to double or triple it up if you feel so inclined.
Exactly.
Because it's food for one thing, and it tastes great, and it's easy to digest, obviously, because it's pre-digested. That's the idea of being probiotic, is that the living organisms in here partially digest this, okay? So they make it easier to digest. That's true of any fermented food.
Right.
Whether it's dairy-based kefir, this is a non-dairy-based one here, or you could do sauerkraut or kimchi or anything like that. It's pre-digested.
Yep.
So it's easier to digest for you. Right
You
there.
brought up
And-
a good point about consumption, because
Yeah.
it does have a tablespoon serving. This is 30 servings of live cultures.
Sure.
So it's a month's worth of probiotics for really averaging about $20. There is no better bang
Excellent.
for your buck.
Excellent.
But we do want people to start with the tablespoon, move up, and that's
Yes.
why we made these handy little shot glasses. And
You
so,
got this.
exactly.
I love it.
We
I
want
love it.
people to start with a tablespoon or a half a shot and then move their way up to a full shot.
Okay.
I still have people email and call me and say, Niki, every time I pour my Inner-Eco in a tablespoon, it spills. I'm like, no, this is food. Take a shot.
Okay, now beyond the internal part of the body, I've heard you talk about how to use this topically on the skin and
Externally.
elsewhere. So tell us about that.
This is really mind-blowing and exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So most of our research, our education on probiotics is it needs to be in enteric-coated form to survive the stomach acid,
course.
to work in the intestinal tract. But
Right.
we know that Inner-Eco is a food. It's not a supplement, so it doesn't need to be in enteric-coated form. So the next thing is you take the original, the OG, pour it into any spray bottle, preferably glass, because remember, always try to do probiotics in glass because there's a lot of activity going on.
Sure, you
we
bet.
don't want any breakdown of the plastic that's happening inside of there.
That's right.
So the glass completely protects the organisms. It preserves it.
And of course,
prevents you from ingesting any
colored glass
plastic.
keeps out the light.
Exactly.
Yeah, very good.
Anyway, so you pour it in there, 100%. Do not dilute it, and get this, Jason. It becomes a topical.
Excellent.
So natural
Yeah,
hand and
that's
body
great.
spray, deodorant, facial toner, and when I spray it on my face, I actually inhale, and it becomes probiotic nasal spray.
Very good.
Crazy, huh?
Excellent. And so does it really help you to breathe better if you deal with nasal congestion like I do?
Well,
Yeah.
also think about, we wear masks now.
Yes, we do.
Think about, we wear those masks to prevent unwanted virus bacteria from coming in. So what if, I don't know for a fact, but what if the swish and swallow and the breathing in of the good bacteria may protect
Right.
us from unwanted disease
Could
and
be.
bacteria.
So that's something else you could always try. Yeah.
Exactly. You
Very
are
good.
more bacterial than you are human. So why
right.
not wear your probiotics? Think about all the antibacterial hand spray we're putting that is literally stripping that microbiome off of our skin.
Yeah, sure.
So Inner-Eco may help restore that microbiome for people who have dry skin, itchy skin,
Excellent.
scalp imbalances, dogs with the hot spots. And probiotic dog food.
Oh, I like
Absolutely.
that. Okay, so this is not sweetened with
No,
with,
so
with
no
xylitol
stevia.
at all.
No stevia in this
Those
one.
deadly to pets, we know that.
This is just fermented coconut water. This one has the stevia, so this one
Excellent.
would be appropriate for dogs.
For
Just
dogs?
mix it right in there
Perfect.
with the dog food and pepper.
Excellent, very good. And I had a dog who was not a picky eater, just like his dad. So hopefully your pet is the same way.
But the beauty of liquid and food too is you can start with just a little dropper full increase or decrease based on
You bet.
taste and obviously if anyone has loose stools, back off, do less, because I get a lot of that. How much is too much? Because we average 100 billion per.
So some people,
tablespoon
I
serving. It's a
made
lot of
people who are
probiotics.
very backed up, and who they need that. They need that kind of
Exactly.
advice.
The more you drink, the more regular.
Yeah, so it initially it's a good thing, really.
Exactly. The detox cleansing effect is a real thing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's good. So yeah, okay. So let's talk about the company's partnership with Life Seasons.
This is really exciting.
Yeah, this is great. This is you guys partnered with Life Seasons a while ago.
Yes. So
Okay.
here's a couple of my favorite formulas.
Hold them up.
This is the Breathe X, and we also have Dr. Bredesen's formula, the
Excellent.
NeuroQ. Life Seasons, so let me back up. I met Darren Peterson, who started Life Seasons over 10 years ago. And he's a man of honor, integrity, character. He's a humanitarian. And the whole foundation of Inner-Eco and why we started the company, Barb and I, this was 20 years ago, dating back from my kitchen days of cracking coconuts. I had distribution places here in Denver on people's front doorsteps. I used to make batches in mason jars, and people would pick up their product for the month, return the jars, I'd sterilize them and do it all over again. And
Excellent.
then part two is we figured out to put a label on it, and took it to Natural Grocers Vitamin Cottage, our first retailer, and I'm just so appreciative of Debbie Knapp, Lee Pion, who gave us that opportunity initially. So fast forward, I meet Darren Peterson, we remain friends, and Barb and I always 100% of the time, the whole intention and reason why we started this company was to pay it forward and make the world a better place. Because at the end of the day, it's about serving
right.
others.
That's right.
So Barb and I were doing mission work in the Sudan. I was making this in my kitchen, and I said, hey, I'd love to have a partner in doing this. Let's continue the work in the Sudan that we had started as classroom teachers at Cherry Creek schools here in Colorado. And it was a liberation campaign to free slaves in the Sudan.
Excellent.
So that's the whole foundation
Very
of the
good.
company. And then fast forward now, this partnership with Life Seasons. Life Seasons and Inner-Eco are partnering with something called the GEMS Development Foundation. And GEMS provides goats to people in the Sudan. We build wells for clean water, dikes for farms to keep their farms from washing away, literally, and provides education for people in the Sudan. So
excellent.
yeah, life-giving,
Excellent.
literally.
Yeah, very good.
Life-giving,
And so that's
a
perfectly in line with Inner-Eco's principles, right
exactly.
there. The founding
Yeah.
principles, actually. That's very good.
Exactly. So I'm
Excellent.
really excited about that.
Wonderful. Yeah. Life Seasons is a fantastic company, so I am very proud to see you guys partner with a company like that.
Thank you.
That's
Means a lot
amazing.
to me too.
Yeah, exactly. So you also make a frozen coconut puree, basically.
Oh, that one? No, we're not doing that one anymore.
Oh, you don't do
so
that
one.
one. Okay, that one. Oh, I liked it a lot. Yeah, and I just
Yeah, we'll cut that
I would
part
eat it
out.
right out of the package. It was about too bad nobody else liked it.
And ultimately, we decided not to do that because it cost more money to make it than to sell it. It's
That's
very
good.
labor intensive.
Good. It's good to focus on what works.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But you can mention the little shots.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so these are the single shots right here. I should say this. Okay, so if you're not like me and you don't consume large quantities of things that you like a lot, like this, which I do, Niki knows that. If you want to do it on a more moderate basis, like most people, you want to start out with these single serve shots. Okay, so I got one of each flavor right here, and they're really cool bottles. You can probably use these for other things after you're done. But I mean, this is great. It has has some measuring things on the back here, and this is just a kind of on-the-go thing. You pull it out of your refrigerator every day, and take one of these, and hopefully you squish before you swallow it. You get that dental benefit again. And this is
glass.
This is
so
a great
we don't
way.
need to
It's
recycle
glass.
this and use it for shampoo, conditioner bottles, for
There we
traveling,
go.
salad dressing bottles.
All kinds of things.
They're beautiful bottles.
And I've said this to you plenty of times before, and I'll say it in front of my wide audience here, that I still wish this came in like a 10-gallon container, because there are those of us like me who
like to
consume
drink it as a
quite
beverage. We do have lots of recipes on the multi-purpose uses of Inner-Eco, so go check out our website.
Absolutely.
And the beauty of these is it is 1 to 2 servings. Most people consume it in a single shot. They're great for travel. You can take them on the airplane in a little cold pack.
Sure can.
And right now, natural grocers and all Sprouts market locations carry these.
Okay,
And these are
excellent.
typically in the supplement cooler, all of these, grocery coolers, kind of everywhere throughout the store.
Great. Now, for the benefit of my international audience, I do have a lot of people around the world who watch me. How can they benefit from this? Where can they order this?
That's a good question. I'm
worldwide?
glad you brought it up because I do get a lot of inquiry from around the world about Inner-Eco and if we distribute. So it's kind of what makes us special as a product, but it's not. It doesn't make us so widely available. Because the product is raw, fresh, glass, needs to be refrigerated, it's really very, very difficult to almost impossible to ship it direct.
Sure.
It usually ends up to be a science experiment.
Of course.
So when we deliver this within the United States, which is where it's available in U.S., Puerto Rico, some places in Mexico,
Good.
Hawaii, it goes out on a refrigerated truck on a pallet, and it's delivered safely to the store. So that also brings up another good point too, is that we're true partners with our brick and mortar locations. We keep customers coming back into the stores, and that's ultimately, especially during challenging times, is we need to support our natural local grocery store.
That's right.
And that's what we do.
Excellent. Well, that opens up a new possible opportunity for expansion for the company in the future.
Absolutely.
Expanding to the international markets.
Absolutely.
So
it's on the list.
Working with an international distributor.
Yep.
And I'd really like to see you guys do that because I've known you for 10 years now, and I just, I've seen your company grow, and to see you working with Life Seasons now it's just an amazing step forward. And I'd like to see that continue. And like I said, I've got a lot of people around the world who follow me, and I know they can benefit from this in many, many ways. And so I would really like to see you guys branch out to
Wider market.
to other areas around the world, and just really partner with some really great distributors who can help you do that. And I know you can find that, so I'm doing my part to help you guys with that.
Oh, thank
in
you.
the best possible way. Because
Thank you.
this company is amazing, and I really hope you guys try it out. And
share with your family.
Yeah, really
your
share.
pets, your kids.
Yeah, share with your family, and
whole
we'll
family
put
gets to enjoy it.
we'll put a link to the company's website in the description box below. Okay, and there are links on there from where you can buy it right there. So that's really good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's been great to be
Niki.
here. And remember, everybody, you've got this.
You've got this, and take your shot of Inner-Eco every day. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason Carter, and I'll see you next time on ENZYMENTAL. Stay healthy.